Hello, patrons. First off, I would like to say, after my dog stops shaking, that I do apologize for the absence. It is July 3rd as I record this, and I did not put out a May or a June connections video. Maybe I did May, I can't even remember now. So I do apologize. You have been paying for it and I did not deliver. So I feel deep shame and regret for that. But I promise that it's all going to be better now. The month of June for me was kind of May also, coming to terms with my more limited time and let me just say this. When I worked as a massage therapist, I had 3 days a week that I was able to contribute to my author business, my editing business, coaching business, Patreon, all of the things that fit under the umbrella of author in my mind and author services. And when I started working at the bookstore, that quickly diminished. And when I started going to visit my father in Albany once a week, that also took away another day. And I, did it on purpose. It was important to me and I wanted to do it, but that meant that 3 days of work had to fit into one day a week. And that is physically impossible. And I still just kept trying. I kept thinking, if I just try hard enough, if I just work hard enough, if I could just figure out how to schedule hard enough, it'll all fit in. If I can just be more efficient. And it's just physically not possible. If a task takes an hour to do, you can't make that hour block be any bigger. You can't fit more hour-long tasks in a 1 hour time block. It's not possible. So the month of May, I kind of let that sink in, and the month of June, I've kind of embraced it. So I have had to pivot on, not on what's important to me, but in what order I'm going to do things and how. For instance, for example, if I wanted to put out a manuscript, revamp my website, and heavily promote my new coaching program, and something else, do the weekly podcasting, those four things I can't maybe accomplish in 1 month if I only have 1 day a week that I can focus on those things. So that means that I can still do all four of those things. I just can't get them done in a month. So I just need to spread out my goals. And that was humbling. And I think I'm finally at a place where I can just accept that my author business is no longer my main focus. In my heart it is, but it has become the side hustle to my day job. And I haven't had a day job, for a while. I started this bookstore job in October, the end of October. And since then, I haven't been able to focus on my author services and writing as much as I wanted to. So that's really what's been occupying most of my time. And there was, some depression in there and some anxiety, lots and lots of anxiety, trying to meet these unrealistic expectations that I had set for myself. So that's different. I feel more at peace this month. And I was able to go on a wonderful writing retreat last weekend. And that has been wonderful. I completed a writing project and that I'd wanted to do for almost a year. And so that's not, completely done, but the manuscript for it is completely done. I just want to, tweak it and make the sentences beautiful, and then I'll be sending it out to you, my patrons, and also to my mailing list. So that's what's been happening for the month of June and May. And I also attended an online conference in May, so that took up, some of my time too. My schedule changed at the bookstore so that I have Fridays off now, so that I can do things like this. And I had kind of an epiphany while I was journaling yesterday morning that maybe part of the reason why I haven't been able to get as many things accomplished as I used to last year, other than less time to do them in, is I haven't been using my passion planner, which I've used for 5 years and love dearly. But because I don't have clients, massage clients anymore, I don't need to, look at it every day. And, I'm just going to the bookstore. I have the same schedule, and I come home and I do some cleaning or eat and go to sleep. I have less need to look at my planner on a daily basis. And part of my accountability for, focusing on goals that were important to me was looking at that every day. So I spent some time this morning and I went back to what I was using before the Passion Planner, which was the bullet journal. So I created this morning, I spent a couple of hours, I just bought this plain journal, and I started creating the spreads, the bullet journal spreads. And I really loved the bullet journal before I found the Passion Planner. And another reason why I loved the Passion Planner was because it had the every half hour time slot, so I could fill in for my clients, because I was carrying a diary like that and the bullet journal at the same time, and I was lamenting to a friend that I didn't like carrying around two journals, basically two date planners, I guess, and she was the one that suggested the Passion Planner, and it really fit wonderfully for my time as a massage therapist and helped me get a lot of things planned and succeeded at and fulfilled, and it was wonderful. So I'm not giving up on the Passion Planner yet. I'm just going to try for the month of July to use the bullet journal and build in some things that I have been neglecting. Like, I haven't been checking my email every day. I used to check it 3 or 4 times a day. And so I'm missing out on, editing client opportunities and things like that because I'm not checking my email anymore. So, I've built in a couple of systems that I want to try and focus on for the month of July, and then use the bullet journal and see if that helps me stay accountable to myself. I also had, and I'll finish up this long connections video, but I have a lot to catch up on. Also, last month, I had a tarot reading by my oldest child, and it was pretty mind-blowing and exactly what I needed to hear. And again, it revolved around my goals, my business goals, and I'm so great at futuristic, planning, like seeing the future, and it's so real to me that I, kind of live in that place. And that's really great for seeing the big picture and for seeing what could be and for setting goals. But I haven't been very strong in being here and working on the stuff that needs to work now so that the future goals can actually happen. So I want to, for the month of July, just really refocus, stay grounded, stay out of my head, stay grounded, and take each week as it comes and get as much stuff done as I can every Friday. And if it needs to bleed out into some of the weekend, then I think that might be okay. But I really do crave that weekend time with my husband, and there are a lot of house projects and just hiking and budgeting meetings and planning for the week, a lot of stuff that still has to go into a weekend for me. And that's why I don't want to work on business on the weekends, because there's already so many other things I want to accomplish on the weekends. But I think it would be okay to bleed into the weekend if I have like a deadline or something that needs to be focused on. I hope that makes sense. I hope that was interesting and not just another reason why I hadn't been sending out these videos is because I was in kind of a funky, poor me place for several months, and I really felt like it was coming out in my Patreon videos and to some extent the podcast too. So I have been kind of loath to put these out because I didn't want them to be downers and just about me stressing out about something again. I think that having a daily yoga practice, I do anywhere from 10 minutes to 30 minutes in the morning before breakfast, before I go to work. And I think that has really helped in my stress management also. So lots of wins for me overall. It did feel kind of like I was a little unfocused in June, and it just sort of flew by, like June didn't even exist. And I think it had a lot to do with just not being focused on being accountable to the things that are important to me. So here's to July. I hope your July is going to be fabulous. Let me know in the comments if you've got plans for July and what those might be. So signing off now. Thank you so much for your patronage. I really do appreciate it. And there are some new things coming with the podcast. So if you are a podcast listener, stay tuned.